spending diet. We are back with Steve Siebold, the author of the book, How Rich People Think. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Erica.
All right, so first of all, let's talk a little bit about how rich people think differently from the rest of us.
Well, they think of money in terms of possibility and freedom and abundance and opportunity as opposed to scarcity and fear, which is the way most of us think.
So we need to sort of kind of reprogram our brains, if you will, to try to think like the rest of them think, the rich people think, right?
Yeah, thinking won't make you rich, but thinking precedes all action. So
right.
Thinking is the cause and being rich is the effect.
All right, so how does that apply to specifically the holidays and holiday spending?
Well, one of the things that rich people do is they think about money in terms of logic, through the eyes of logic, you might say, as opposed to thinking of money in terms of emotion. Mm-hmm. And so Christmas, and the commercial part of Christmas, is all about emotion. It's all about getting us all churned up and wrapped up in this emotional tidal wave, and then we go out and we spend money we don't have and buy things we can't afford.
You know, it's so interesting because we did a sat chat with Susie Orman a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was so interesting. One of the things she said was majority of people the following year, when you ask them what they were given the previous year for Christmas, they can't remember who gave them what. So we're all going out spending all this money, going into all this debt, and the fact of the matter is a lot of people don't even remember what you spent.
Exactly, and we're paying for it for the next 20 years at 22% interest.
Exactly. So what advice do you have for folks who maybe don't have a job this year? How does that apply to those folks to think rich when you don't even have a job yourself?
I would think about the holidays as something more family oriented, maybe more spiritually oriented, if you're so inclined, and don't think about it in terms of commercialism. That's what marketers want us to do, and they're very good at it. So be careful.
Yeah, you say don't fall for all these marketing campaigns.
Well, these people are in business. They're fantastic. These people are professional marketers. They're a lot of them are millionaire marketers, and they're very good at sucking us in emotionally and getting us to turn on emotion when we should be turning on logic and reason.
So you talk about also in your book sort of this aha moment. What does that mean exactly as it applies to this?
Well, the aha moment was 1984. I interviewed my first millionaire, and I realized the reason I was broke and he was rich.
And that reason was?
The way we thought about money. I always thought about money like most people. It's a necessary evil, and rich people are narcissists and greedy and bad and all those things. And the millionaire said, you're completely wrong, and that's why you're broke. And that day changed my life.
Wow. So what really prompted you to want to write this book?
I wanted to be rich. I really did. I mean, that's just what it is. I'd like to say it in a more politically correct way. I just really wanted to be rich. I grew up around rich kids. I was not a rich kid, but I grew up around rich kids, and it looked like a pretty good life. So I went after it.
So obviously you interviewed that millionaire for this book. Who else did you interview for this?
Well, 26 years I've been interviewing the wealthy, the super rich, not just, not the Obama administration's definition of rich, but the very, very wealthy, multimillionaires and billionaires. And I've been doing that for 26 years, so it's been hundreds and hundreds of these people.
All right, so give us a nugget. What's something that we can do today, something you found in interviewing those folks? What's the first step that we can take today to think rich?
Learn the differences in thinking between the middle class, or the average person, let's say, making $42,000 a year, and the super rich, because the differences are numerous and they are extreme. So that would be one thing. You can buy their books, you can go to their seminars, you can look them up online, hang around them at the country club if you can join one. Whatever it takes, get around the mentality of the rich, and you'll see exactly why they're where they are.
Tell me more about that, more about the specifics of the differences and what you've seen.
Okay, I was at a cocktail party in Charlotte not long ago, maybe 4 or 5 days ago,
right.
And it was with a lot of really wealthy people, some of them I had interviewed over the years. And they're not talking about the baseball game or the football game or Jennifer Aniston's love life. They're talking about investments, they're talking about the stock market, they're talking about the real estate market, they're talking about the new opportunities in the new economy to get wealthier than they've ever been before. These are the conversations of the wealthy, not the average person.
The conversations that matter. Not
well,
what's going
if you
on
want
in
to be
Snooki's
rich.
life, huh?
Right. Snooki's going to be rich without us, and so is Jennifer Aniston. But what about us? We're not getting rich following them.
Exactly. Steve, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. If you want more information on his book, you can find it on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Click on that Scene On button. All right, Raul, let's go on back to you. You want to be rich, man?
Okay, well, sure. Why not? Thank you, Erica. Hey, this Christmas, one family is trying to